Hey, hey, hello, Facebook. Nicole Cooper here. And I am hopping on because I got on earlier today and I did a quick video on Instagram. And I wanted to come on over here to Facebook and some of my groups and YouTube and had the same conversation. Okay. I wanted to talk to you guys about, is your business making you bitter, or is your business making you better? And this is for entrepreneurs, people who have been in business. You're building your business and you've probably been around for quite some time, and you find yourself going through this entrepreneur's journey. And for some of us, you hit these places and spaces and seasons and walls where you get stuck and you're trying to get unstuck. And you're trying to figure out, like, what the heck is going on. So I wanted to talk to you guys really quick about what I went through and what I discovered about making self-assessments about when it's time to elevate and transition, right? So if you guys have followed me in any way, shape, or form, and hello, for those of you that are just coming on, my name is Nicole Cooper. I'm an online business consultant, and I pretty much help people turn their ideas and their intellectual property into income by creating digital courses and programs where pretty much they turn their expertise into an empire. And so if you want to learn more about me, make sure that you just follow me here, and I'll tell you more about Paid Like an Expert in a second. But here's the thing, you guys, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. Okay. Pretty much my whole life. People say that, but I literally have been building businesses since I was like 9 years old. And the thing about entrepreneurship in today's age is that we sell sexy. We sell the fun, sexy, exciting, super Instagram-ish images of what it means to be an entrepreneur. But the truth is, behind the scenes, it's messy. It's very messy. It's hard. It's challenging. It's frustrating. There are seasons where you don't want to do it anymore. And then you go through these psychological seasons of, like, I think it's time for change, right? So I'm just going to give y'all a really quick, short overview of me. Over the last couple of years, and I think this has probably been happening for me really a lot longer than a couple of years, but I felt stuck. And I kept trying to elevate myself in my business and kept trying to do something different. But you have this thing where people are like, but you're so good at this, and you can do this, and you can do that. And you've developed something in an area that you've gotten really, really good in, right? And so what happens is that title sticks with you and you feel married to it, attached to it, and sometimes trapped in it. And you don't know how to elevate. So for any of you guys watching this, I got two totally different worlds. I have my home-based business world. So those of you who know me, I have the home-based business world, online shopping club, all that stuff. But then I have a digital agency. I have my digital marketing, online marketing, build a real company side. I'm not talking about the home-based business stuff. That's the fun stuff. That's the stuff that you can do like a hobby. I'm talking about building a company. I'm talking about my coaching company, my training company, my digital marketing agency, being in that place, in that space, right? I've been online for a long time. And so what I found was that I kept adopting titles that made me feel trapped. And even though I wanted to grow up, I didn't know what growing up looked like in business. But what I found happening, y'all, and this is something that I really want to pinpoint for a lot of us, because a lot of people don't have these conversations. And I'm like, I was looking everywhere for it. And then unfortunately, when I would go to people and talk to them about it, they would be like, oh, Nicole, but you're just so good at this. You should just stay where you are, right? It was always, I felt like they were throwing me back in the quicksand. But a lot of us feel we can get stuck and we can feel trapped because we can tell that we're no longer, I don't want to say enjoying it, because you're not going to enjoy everything you do in business. Running a business, every aspect of it is not enjoyable, but it's where you hit a ceiling, right? So it's almost like working on a corporate job and you know you're ready for a new position. And so you're trying to figure out, how can I get promoted? And so that's kind of where I was in this entrepreneurial journey, right? I was stuck and I was like, God, I need graduation. I need to like move on. But what does moving on look like? And it took me a long time. I paid people for coaching. I joined mastermind groups for conversations, had a lot of conversations with friends. But I tell people, this is where that spiritual alignment is important, because there are things that only God can reveal to us about where we are that nobody else can diagnose. They just can't. Like, you can go to people, and it's not that there's anything wrong with people. I see people getting mad at coaches and getting mad at programs and stuff. But guys, here's the thing about any of these external things. You got to know what you're looking for internally for any of that stuff to support you, right? So I was just in this place where I was like, I don't know if anybody can tell me how to transition from where I am. So prayer was required. It was a lot of prayer and a lot of just going to God and journaling and really figuring out, all right, God, like, what does this next step look like for me? Right. And so a couple of days ago, I've been kind of talking myself through it with a lot of friends, and they've been helping me to get little revelations here and there. Um, and I had to call a friend the other day, and we had a really good conversation that triggered a definitive decision that I needed to make. But yesterday morning, y'all, I got up and it was 1 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I just prayed. I had prayed the day before. I've been praying all week. But I got up at 1 a.m. and I was just praying, and I was like, okay, God, what's my next step? So I got on Instagram, right? Not always the first step, right? But I get on Instagram and this lady's ad popped up, and I clicked on her profile. I just wanted to go look at her. I was like, because her ad caught my attention. And I went and I looked at her profile, and I just ended up going through all of her Instagram profile. And I started listening to her videos, and I started reading all of her captions in her pictures. And I ended up spending like an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours on her page. But when I got on her page, what happened was she was me. Her messaging, everything she was saying, she was on the other side of where I was trying to go. And it was like this big aha moment of, oh my gosh, this is my messaging. This is me. This is where I'm at. This is what I've been trying to say. This is what I've been feeling. And pretty much what she was saying, the funny thing is, she started the internet when I started the internet. We're both old school marketers, started in 2007, 2008, right? We've been around a while. We've done a lot. And one of the things that she said was, I've outgrown where I was. Plain and simple. It may seem like this simple revelation, but it was a reality that I've outgrown where I was. Where we come from a background, and many of you guys, I say this with all respect to understanding where you are. This is why I say, I had a young lady got on yesterday and went on a rant about coaches and people who charge high ticket and how all the coaches suck and all. She just went on this whole rant. She was real pissed. I don't trust coaches and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, wait a minute. I kind of defended, because I get it, because we have a tendency of putting everybody in this position. But what it is that everybody is in different levels and stages of their journey. And you have to know where you are to make a decision based on where you are. There are people who are just getting started. There are people who've been around for a while. And then there are people like me. I've been around for a very, very long time, right? So I'm not in the same conversations as a new beginner. I'm not in the same conversations as somebody wanting to sell $27 ebooks. I'm not in the conversation as somebody wanting to sell $97 courses. I'm not in the same conversation as somebody who just wants to get started as a blogger or as an affiliate marketer online. Like, I'm not in them conversations. That was me 10 years ago, right? And so what she was saying is she used to be consistently living in that space, though, right? Where all these trends, start an ebook, sell a course, do this, do that. Everybody telling you to do all the things. And she had like a gazillion offers, and we're doing all these different things, and felt so spread out, but also felt regressive, not progressive, right? A lot of times we're in these places and spaces where they're trapping us. They're more harm than their benefit for us, right? And so when she said, when I was reading this lady's Instagram page, I saw myself and I was like, yeah, I've graduated. Like, I'm at a higher level. My conversations, I don't feel good in these basic conversations anymore. I don't feel good teaching like the newbie stuff. I don't feel good being in these conversations that are not about like real business. I'm not in the make money space anymore. I don't care about going out here and making a quick $1,000. Like, that is not my journey anymore. I want to build a real sustainable business. I don't want to hustle and grind. I'm not team no sleep. I'm not trying to, be everywhere all the time. I can't compete with 25-year-olds with no kids and no responsibilities that can be out all day traveling the world with labels. And that ain't my space. And so I had to own and honor, where am I in this season of my life and how do I want to show up? And it just felt so good to give myself permission to say that, and that's why I titled this video the title that I gave it, because by me trying to continue to operate in a space of where I used to be, I became bitter. I became very bitter about how I did business, bitter about who I was doing business with, bitter about how I showed up was bitter. My cynicism was getting worse, right? My sarcasm was getting worse because I was over it. I was over the basicness. I was over the who I was 15 years ago, right? I'm like, I'm not there anymore. And what I realized is that if you are not careful, especially as you begin to follow different people and listen to all these experts and influencers and, this person who made $1 million, if you don't know if you are not connected to your internal voice, if you are not rooted and grounded to know where you are personally, you will get into a place and a space of being in these vicious cycles of stuck because you are operating out of alignment of where you are supposed to be. You are out of alignment of where you are supposed to be. And what I realized was that I have graduated and I'm playing in a different playing field, baby. I'm at a place where I'm starting to teach high level business strategies. And it's not even just about the business side of things, but I realized I want to work with people who are committed to building a business. They're confident about the direction that they're going in and they're ready to they're moving, like they're ready to invest, right? Like yesterday. So this young lady yesterday made a comment that people who sell high ticket, like, I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of people trying to throw a price tag on a thing and they don't necessarily merit the what they're selling, right? That's real. It's a lot of folks, there's no governing of people online. So anybody can put a price tag on anything. But I'm gonna tell you guys where my biggest transition came from and where my biggest growth came from was I was buying all these little $27.97, $9.97 products that were more tactical stuff, telling you to go do more stuff. Oh, build your Instagram account. Oh, grow your YouTube channel. Oh, you should be running Facebook ads. Oh, you need to make more content. Oh, you should sell ebooks. Everybody got some tactical strategy that they are selling. But the greatest thing that I could have done was take and make a huge investment that scared the holy you-know-what out of me, that put me in a brand new circle of people that were already established and committed to building something. I made a 5-figure investment this year, and it was the best investment I made because I got into a new circle of people that intimidated me. And it made me realize that, yeah, baby girl, it's time to level up. Like, as a matter of fact, you behind the 8 ball and you need to step your game up. And it pushed me to go to a new level. It got me out of thinking so small and thinking of where I was to instead of who I wanted to become. And so I wanted to shoot this video with you guys because I'm going to be talking a lot about this. I have, been sitting on the sideline for years, and I really want to talk to those of you who you just been watching. Like, you got something inside of you to share. There's some things that you've been wanting to put in place. But when you go to put up a post, or when you start moving in the direction of trying to, of trying to do it, you feel like you're not ready yet because you don't even know what you're trying to present, right? You don't know what you're trying to share. You don't know who you're talking to. Like, your audience isn't clear. Your offer isn't clear. You don't have anything in place for your business to be able to push and move and support that direction. But here's what I want to say, right? Is that it's okay for you to pull away to get the clarity that you need to know what exactly is in alignment, right? Not what's a good idea. What is the God idea, right? What is the God-sized idea that feels completely in alignment where no matter How many times you try to ignore it, it just keeps gnawing at you. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. There are things that God has just kept revealing to me over and over again. And I'm going to tell you, you don't always get the whole picture. What you're going to get is the first step. What's the next step? What is the next step that I need to take? And that is what I did, y'all. I invested in this program. This program is a 12-month program. It is a very big investment, right? I'm not gonna get into numbers. And at first I got in there and I was excited to get started. And I realized, like, okay, my messaging isn't clear. My direction isn't clear. I need to get clear about where I'm going, right? I could have just produced anything. But then I started watching and listening and paying attention and looking around and pulling back and retreating and like saying, okay, who do I really want to become? And what is the vision that I have that keeps developing and evolving inside of me that I know I need to bring to life? Like, who am I becoming? And what does that look like? And so I finally made a decision, right, to just start writing things out. And it's been changed. Like, I think I'm on the 5th. I keep track of my versions, right? Version 5. I'm on version 5 as of yesterday. But I finally got it in place. And I realized that my messaging, my audience, my direction is the people who are like me. It's the people who feel overlooked, undervalued, right, and underpaid. Many of you guys are playing so small, right? You're playing so small. You keep doing these little redundant things that you hope will be your big breakthrough, but they're not going to get you nowhere because you've been doing them forever and they haven't done what they needed to do before because that's not where you're supposed to play. Let me give you an example. For those of you who are in this internet marketing space, right? For those of you who are trying to build a business, you might be out here trying to sell a bunch of $97 products, right? Oh, I'm going to teach people this for $97. Or you might run a service-based business. This is kind of where I was. This was one of the things that kind of made me step my game up a couple of years ago, is I had all these skills and I was doing it like a hobby. People would come to me and be like, oh, Nicole, I need some sales copy for my page. Okay, cool. I can write sales copy and, it's easy for me. I knock it out for you. Just give me a couple $100. Oh, Nicole, I need to build a sales funnel. Oh, I'll build your sales funnel, girl. I know how to do that. What platform you using? Oh, I'll build it out. Oh, you need your email. Oh, and you charge a couple $100. And then they turn around and take what you created for them and they go and they make 6 figures off of it. And then you get bitter because you didn't make the value that you invested in that person creating what they created. So you got attitude now because you're watching them take your genius, what you put together. You didn't put a value on it. You gave it away. You sold it for like Dollar Tree money, right? And you get pissed because they can take your genius and turn it into their own personal payday, their cash cow. And I was doing that over and repetitively over and over again until one day I had a friend ask me for a favor and we created a partnership. And I started seeing what it was like to charge 5 figures for what it was that I did. And that's kind of how my agency was birthed, where everybody who came to me, it was like, listen, you're not just paying me just to build a website. You're paying to have access to my brain. You're paying for me for my years of expertise, the thousands of dollars that I've invested in programs, all the knowledge that I have, the money that I'm going to save you from having to go to 5 different people to get 5 different things done that I can do, my company can do for you, right? I started charging more and more of the right prices for what it is that I did. But now I'm realizing an overall business and people who have access to me and the conversations that I'm having and the constant information that I'm giving. It's like, okay, there is value in that. We all have some level of value that we keep underplaying and we keep watering down and we keep letting people use and take advantage of because we don't know how to package, position, and price ourselves for the marketplace. And so, y'all, I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to actually be doing a masterclass at the end of the month. And it is on basically teaching you how to simplify your sales, how to actually create a signature offer or signature service, and put a high ticket price on it with ease. Like how to stop being ashamed of charging your rates, how to learn how to tell people, if you need my assistance, here's the invoice, right? Learning how to position yourself to actually turn your expertise into your empire. Let that be where you start planting your seeds, where you put your energy and your effort into being compensated for the expertise that you built over the years. And it's okay, y'all. Listen, it is okay to outgrow an audience, right? I used to try to serve the same audience For years, people would say, oh, I need help learning how to build a sales funnel. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to build a sales funnel. I need help learning how to write emails. Okay, I'm gonna help you write email. No, that ain't who I do. That's not what I do anymore. Right? My agency, you can hire an agency to do that. But I'm not here to show people the how-tos when it comes to tactics. Is how do you evolve and build out who you know you're called to become? How do you turn your expertise into an empire? How do you turn your skills, your intellectual property into real high premium programs and services that give people your best work without you being bitter? Some of y'all are giving your best stuff away and you're getting bitter about it because you don't know how to position it in the marketplace for people to make the investment. And you're watching them go to somebody else and get them that money. You're watching them go to somebody else and give them that business. And they just call you for the free phone call, right? And so we're going to be talking about that, like how to get paid like an expert. I'm going to be hosting clubhouse rooms at that level of conversation about what do you do when you've outgrown that entry startup role that you've been in? What do you do when you've outgrown your audience and it's time to make a shift, right? How do you actually walk away from things that you spent so many years building that you've been holding on to, but it's time to let them go because they're holding you back? Y'all, I've created like 50 doggone courses over the years. I've created so many programs. I got websites and stuff and projects that I've built. I ran a lot of people don't know this, but I ran a private label rights company, a PLR company. I was the only private label rights company in the world that sold content for direct sales in network marketing industry. We made a ton of money. Almost every online marketer out there in the MLM industry was selling our stuff. And I think when it was done, we had over 400 pieces of content or 500 pieces of content, right? The thing is this, I've spent years building different types of businesses. I've spent years building different programs. I've spent years holding on to ideas that I had from 2010, 2012, 2008. And I kept myself trapped in not being able to evolve because I was like, well, I put so much time and effort into it. Maybe I should just put it out in the marketplace because I put so much into it. And finally, it was like, listen, you are a hoarder. And it is time to throw all this stuff out and let it go, right? And for many of you, it is time to release yourself from who you used to be, from what you used to do, for what you were once upon a time going to do, for how you were going to show up and what kind of business you were going to build, because you're a new person. There's a new you. There's something new in you ready to be reinvigorated. And a lot of that stuff is just bondage and baggage that's making you bitter that you got to let go of. And so we're going to talk a lot more about that because I had a hard time letting go. I had a hard time accepting that it was time to move on. And the comparison of that for me was having a bunch of stuff where me and my husband, we've moved. Like we were talking the other day, we've moved. I think we've been married 18 years. We've moved 17 times. Okay. Yeah, that's our crazy life. We were nomads for a very long time. We moved 17 times. Some of the stuff have been moved with us 17 times, boxes that never got open. And when we got here to Texas this last time where we called this home, he came to me, he said, babe, listen. He was like, there's some stuff that we've been moving from house to house that I know you sentimental. You want to keep this stuff. He was like, but you don't even open the box. It's just sitting there. He was like, can I please get rid? He was like, you could pull some of it out. Can I please just get rid of this stuff? Because it's just sitting in the garage. And I was like, throw it all out. And it felt so good to declutter. And so for many of you, it's time to declutter. Declutter those old ideas, those old dreams that once upon a time you were going to do, that you're in a new season. It just don't fit who you are right now, right? Those old ideas and old lessons that you've learned that don't apply to who you are today. And you want to shed the layers of that stuff so you can move on and be freed up and stop being bitter about your life and instead become better so that you can evolve. If you are ready to do that, especially in business, y'all, we will talk about it. So here's a couple of calls to action that I'm going to give you guys. Now I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me. I will tell you guys, I struggle over the years because I am not that person that has it all together. And I'm not the person that knows how to make it all look like a masterpiece before I get started. I struggle in that area. I look at all these new people coming online where everything is perfect. Their Instagram is perfect. Their website is perfect. Their branding is perfect. Their pictures are perfect. Everything is perfect. And I can't function that way. Like I just don't. I am the person that if you want to know how we did it and what were the steps and what did the journey look like and what was I am just getting started, y'all. It's new. And you will be going with me, but God has given me, I feel like I finally had a release. Sometimes you can't talk about stuff, prematurely. But I'm released now to like start sharing. But I'm going to be sharing with you guys on this journey of me launching my program, Paid Like an Expert. Okay, that's what we're launching, Paid Like an Expert. And I'm still getting the messaging together, because when you're building a business, y'all, there's 3 things that matter in business. Your message, okay, your audience, and your message and your offer, your audience, and then your systems, your sales systems that you put in place. But you can't make no moves until you are clear on your message, baby. Until you know exactly who you're talking to, until you know exactly who you're looking to show up for, until you're clear on the problems that they have and what you're going to do to solve them and what it is that they are ready to invest money in. You cannot build a business until you have your messaging and your audience very, very specifically defined and clear. Most of us speed bump over that because it's the boring part. But I've learned, I've done it a million times. And you guys, if you join my email list, you can join my page at paidlikeanexpert.com. Okay. You will learn that those pieces are the most important parts. And I have constantly created stuff over the years, but I was with the wrong audience, right? That's why I was bitter. That's why I was super bitter. And so what I decided to do is I'm going to take y'all on a journey. So when y'all go in this little funnel, the funnel is bootleg. It's not professional. I already got the designer hired. I already am working on the content, but I'm going to put this out there and we're going to build it as we go. And you guys are going to see it. So when you don't see the branding is coordinated, because it's not, you don't see all the pieces of the puzzle well put together, because it's not, it's because we're building it, and you're going to get a chance to see us build it. So you can go and sign up at paidlikeanexpert.com. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be sending you guys some emails about these different stories and steps that I took. And I'm also going to be sharing with you guys, you'll get an opportunity to learn more about my upcoming masterclass on how to simplify your sales, how to create a signature program, and sell high ticket with ease. Many of you guys need to stop selling 50,000 things. I see people who I started in this industry with, and poor things, we all in the same place. We haven't figured out how to grow up. We haven't figured out how to get over who we used to be. And so you see all these new people coming in making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year, doing stuff that we know how to do 15,000 ways, and they making way more money. But it's because a lot of us have not owned that it's time to step into a new place in a space and show up differently. And so I see a lot of people frustrated. I see a lot of people repetitively doing the same thing over and over again, joining the next network marketing company, selling the next affiliate product, doing the next make money deal, right? Going out here, another gimmick, right? Still pushing these old messages that they know they've outgrown, but because they've gotten really good and it keeps their bills paid, they stick it out. I ain't doing that no more. I'm not playing these little low-level games. I'm not going to be fishing at the bottom of the ocean anymore. I'm ready to rise like the phoenix, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So you can go to paidlikeanexpert.com, paidlikeanexpert.com, enroll. I'm starting the Clubhouse group. I'm going to be talking about that over. You guys will see me doing some different clubs and meetings. We're going to have conversations in there. And I'm going to take y'all on this journey. And it is going to be a very raw, behind the scenes insight into how to transition and pivot and elevate in your business and in your life. So wanted to share that with you guys. If you are in that same place, this isn't for everybody. If you are somebody like, I don't know what you're talking about, girl, it don't apply to you, and that's okay. But for those of you who are in that place, you've been in this journey, you've gone through this process, you've been hitting this wall, you've been trying to figure it out, you're sick and tired of doing the same thing over and over again. You know, it's just time to grow up, time to level up in your business. You want to make more money with doing less, right? I'll talk about that on my masterclass, how people are out here telling y'all to do 50 different things, multiple income streams. Y'all got to be very careful on what that looks like for you, because it has you going in 50 different directions. And many of you guys are burned out and hitting a ton of walls because you're trying to sell all these different things and you're not having no success in any of them because you're spread too thin, right? So we'll talk a lot about those things. Make sure you go to paidlikeanexpert.com. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me on Clubhouse. And then when you get on my list, I don't think the text message thing is working. I'm fixing some stuff in Zapier. For some reason, the text system isn't linking. So if you guys, when you get on my email list, go find the email and whitelist it, because what happens is it might go into junk or trash, but I give you the link to go ahead and join my text message system so that you can join the text system. Okay. So that you can get in into my texting. So this is y'all will hear more about this. Hope this helps somebody. Once again, this is not for y'all home business people. It's not for your online shopping club folks. This is not for network marketers or direct sales people. I am not talking to you from a standpoint of building another network marketing business. I am talking about, what do you do when you're ready to elevate as an entrepreneur, build a real business, you've hit a wall, you've outgrown where you are, and you're ready to go to the next level. Okay. So just want to put that out there. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up. Gotta go get my day started. Y'all have a great and awesome morning, and we will talk soon. Bye, y'all.